All right, everybody, Scott Pierce. And as you can tell, I am excited to do this call today because a little bit later, I'm going to be showing you in your listings to leads media library. We've got some of these videos, and we got it for both expired and for your regular listing presentation. I got a video in the mastermind group if you don't know how to do this, but check this out. So it's a little, let me go back one. I can show you. So let's look at it. And all these things you see here are in your media library. So I'm going to push play. Let's go to the next one. Here we go. All right. So there's music here. You can see you got the sky moving, and the tap to get it now is animated. See the expired marketing plan. So it says, was your home listed for sale, but expired instead of selling? Get my 100 plus point expired home marketing plan. And, I could have linked this actually to the landing page, so they would have to log in. All right. And I got my flip book right here. So this is an Instagram story. Normally you're going to be on the phone, not on a laptop like I am right now. Here's another home. And if anybody's got a home image that they want me to use, or just another image, send it to me. Right. Linking it. Boom. And I'll show this a little bit later. I just want to get you all a little bit excited. I mean, I think this is so cool. And then here, this is just a standard listing presentation. Thinking of selling your home this year, get my 100 plus point home marketing plan. And again, now I'm linking to, and this is on the Instagram. You're just going to tap. And I could have gone to, again, the landing page if I wanted to, or as I did here, I just went right to the flip book. And the idea is that, you should do this every week. Every single week you should be doing this. I'll try to make sure that we upload different kind of videos so that you can do this, because on Instagram stories in particular, you can include a link. You can even include a poll, and you can do it once a week minimum. You could do it a couple of times a week, and it wouldn't be too much, because Instagram stories are much more transitory. And so I'll be playing the video that walks you through how to get the video, how to do an Instagram story, how to add the link, and all of that great stuff. All right. Is that exciting, or is it just me? I love it. I think it's so cool. You know why? Because it allows you to stay in front of people in a way that's A, it's free, B, it looks great, and C, is just you can be a little bit more repetitive on an Instagram story. All right. And you can put it on TikTok, you can put this on YouTube. All right. You could do all sorts of things. So, first things first, I'm going to get myself over to listings2leads.com. I'm going to log into my account. I'm going to find myself on the homepage, on the dashboard. I'm going to click on listings. Now, we got more than that, but we got 3 versions of the standard listing presentation. And we've got these also for expired, FSBO, and canceled. So most of what I'm going to show you, not everything, you can create these specifically for canceled, for FSBO, for expired, and for regular listing presentation. And when I'm in my account, the first thing I'll show you, there's a tab right here called listing presentation. So right next to listings, kind of horizontal, it says listing presentation. And the first couple of things I'll mention here is there's a landing page, which we'll get to a little bit later. We've got the PDF. So if you got a listing presentation coming up like in the next 15 minutes, you don't have time to create a listing presentation specific to that property, which I'm going to be walking you through as well, because when I got a listing presentation, I want their name on it, I want the address on it, I want their home in every image. And I'm telling you, people just absolutely crush it, and they will get the homeowner asking, where do we sign? All right. It makes your commission conversation a lot easier, because when you can walk through a custom, now this is the general one, but I'm going to walk you through the custom ones as well. When you can walk through these custom ones and you're showing them their home on every single page, or even if you use this one, they don't ask, what are you going to do to sell my home? Because they can see right here all of this stuff. They can click on the URL to see a sample single property website. And the single property website can have video. All right. I got another video talking through my marketing plan right here. I've got a 3D tour, professional photos, and I got an area video. I mean, a lot of you aren't going to be doing all of this stuff. I totally get that. But just to show you, all right, got all my client reviews, more listings. All right. Awesome, awesome, awesome. I got a QR code, and they can scan the QR code. They can go to the text code, right? They can go to all of that great stuff right there. So absolutely phenomenal. We want to make sure that when we're talking in a listing presentation that, we show, because, a lot of times, what do? They ask us, what is it that you do that's different from everybody else? And so we go here, they can see the single property website. All right. All of our good stuff right there. All right. We've also got, real quickly, let me go back to listing presentation print. There's two things here that are kind of important that a lot of people ask about. And one is the introduction. So right here, introduction. All right. So you can put your intro here. And that way, whether it's the flip book or when you print it, so I got a printer right here, and it will show up right on the inside cover. All right, so we got the inside cover right there. All right, you can actually order these from us for expired, for canceled, for FSBO. I'll show you the order link a little bit later. All right, so these are gorgeous, like a magazine. They're like a straight up magazine. And these are, people order these for standard listings for their seller leads. They order them for canceled. They order them for expireds. They order them for FSBOs. The only thing here I would mention is the introduction should be 1,200 characters or less. And if you go to, and I'll actually put this somewhere, but if I go into the mastermind group, introduction prompt, I've got a great prompt right here. All right, so there's a great prompt. You can read this later. I will drop this into the chat. You can, if you want to click on this, or just later, go to the mastermind group, type in introduction prompt, and you'll come up with this. And the idea here is you copy everything below the like the little icon, the little emojis, and just highlight that. I can go to there. I can copy it, drop it into Gemini, drop it into chat, drop it into Claude, and then put my bio underneath where it says paste in your current agent bio, and it will create a phenomenal bio that will be appropriate for your listing presentations. It'll be appropriate for expireds. It'll mention the 100 plus point home marketing plan, and it will integrate everything that you've got in your current bio, which may be on your website, it may be on Zillow, and give you a beautiful bio that will fit perfectly into, I can get rid of that, into this section right here. And then just make sure it's turned on. The other thing here is the home selling process outline. This is phenomenal to print and include with the listing presentation package. So when I'm going to go into a listing presentation, I've got this right here, whether it's the one I printed or the one you ordered from us. And then I've got the this page as well. All right. Now, the general one that's in your account, when you click download, I can download it as a JPEG or PDF. And when I select either one, we've got all the default photos in there automatically. But if you want to autofill the presentation with the photos of another sold listing from your account, you can do that right here. I can select, it'll be at default by normal, but if I've got a beautiful sold listing and I want to use that, I can totally select it, and then that listing presentation will populate with the one that you select, if that makes sense. Can you show how to add the bio and home selling process outline to the pack? Well, the bio will be included inside of it. All right. So imagine here's the cover, and then the bio will just be right here automatically. Oh, this one doesn't have it. I'm sorry. This one does. So it'll be in the flip book. It'll be in the download automatically. Right. So when I go to the, for example, the flip book, and for the home selling process outline, that would just be a separate PDF or a separate page that you would print separately. So here's my flip book, and there's the intro. All right. Great question. Perfect. Now, before I get to some of this stuff right here, let me walk you through two different listings that you should add to your account, both as status listing presentation. Notice it might be a little bit hard to see, but I've got listing presentation here, 8567 Gold Lane. I've got another one that says status listing presentation, but it says beautiful home, Placer and El Dorado counties. Now, the one here, 8567 Gold Lane in Folsom, California, and I'll show you how to add this in a minute, but let me just show you. This is the home that I'm going to have the listing presentation at. So when I show up to that listing presentation, I've got this flip book, and I've got the PDF as well. Right? I can print it, and I'll show you where that is in a minute. And it's their home right on the cover. That is their name right on the cover, Franklin Jones. That is their address right on the cover, 8567 Gold Lane, Folsom, California. There's my introduction. And that is their home in every image. So every image throughout here is of their home. All right. The main question so many of us get in the listing presentation is, how are you going to market my home? How are you different from every other agent? Why am I paying you 2.5 to 3.5%? Why, why, right? This answers all of that stuff. Check out this domain, right? 8567 Gold Lane, world's best listing. I'm telling you, that people absolutely love this. They love seeing their address. They love seeing their home. They love seeing and being able to interact, right? And they can see a previous 3D tour that I did. They can see that I do property videos if you do that stuff. They can scan the QR code. In fact, I'm going to scan the QR code right now. I absolutely love scanning this QR code. I can send a text message. You should definitely be having people do this when you're in the listing presentation, because when they scan that and their home comes up on their phone, you got it. You've done. All right. You could ask for 3.5% commission, and they will likely give it to you. I'm serious. I know people that do 4%. They do 4% after they get done showing this. All right. When those other agents walk through with 1, 2, maybe a 3-page, this is what we do, but it's really all about them and all about their company. It doesn't show what they do for you. It doesn't show what they do for you. They don't show you a single property website with your home in it. They don't show you a presentation like this with my home address right there, where I can actually see what it is that you're doing. All right, I'm going to go through a little bit later on some of the strategy of presenting this, but in feedback from clients, they love it because they don't really have to talk too much. They just start going through this, whether it's the printed version. All right, everyone's going to be different. You're going to be comfortable doing it different ways. Some people like to print this up and give it to the homeowner so they can be on their side of the table going through it. All right, so they can kind of flip through it. Other people, and then the agent could be on the flip book. All right, so I could be on the flip book on my tablet or my laptop while they got the print version in their hands, because I want to leave it behind. Because it's not going to get thrown away. This will not get thrown away. This is going to be something they're going to keep it. All right, they are going to keep this, and it's going to sit there on the kitchen table, on the countertop somewhere, and it's going to have your picture on the bottom, right? Your contact information is on every page, branded to you, right? If you're with Keller Williams, it'll be, your colors. If you got custom colors that you brand yourself with, you can have it to your custom colors. Your picture, your logo, every page, your client reviews at the end of it if you want them to display. It's got a couple of PDF guides where they can get more information. So these listing presentations are absolutely crazy in helping you not only win the listing, but defend the commission and answer those questions like I mentioned earlier. What are you going to do to market my home? Why are you different from everybody else? Why should I trust you? All right. When I get done with this, those questions aren't even coming up anymore. They're not even thinking those. And the beautiful thing is, back to what I was mentioning a minute ago from client feedback, I don't have to sit there and explain this. It's very self-evident. All right. It's very self-evident. You almost want to refrain from talking past the close. All right. You almost want to refrain from talking past the close when you're using this. You're going to absolutely love it. Now, the other version I've got here is one, it's not a property address. All it says is beautiful home, Placer in El Dorado Counties, California. I'm going to click on, and there's a reason I've got this here. And I do the same thing for expired. And now when I click on this flip book, the reason I like this version, all right, instead of the first one I showed you. So the first one I showed you was under the tab listing presentation. I like this version better because it's got the big home on the cover. I've customized it in the front to say the 2026 100 plus point home marketing plan to get homes sold fast with the strongest offers. So I've customized my headline. So I got my intro. Everything is going to be the same. And I took a home in my area and I just edited it a little bit. Did I say that word right? Edited. I edited it a little bit, excuse me. Because to be honest, I just didn't want to use a specific home for this one. So I took a couple of homes, I combined them together, but I wanted a home that looked like something in the area. All right. Super easy to do on Chat GPT. All right. Oh, I got to see what happened there. I'll take a look at that a little bit later. All right. It's got the home throughout it. All right. So I'm going to show you how to create both of these because you are going to want to make sure that you got the ability to create these specifically. So when you got a listing presentation, or you may have a super strong seller lead and you want to create one of these for them to show them, right, this is what your home would look like when it's being marketed by me. And I tell you, I take also I call this the general. So the one that said Placer home, beautiful home, Placer in El Dorado County, I call that my general one. And I take this to open houses. When I've got an open house, I have this at the open house so that any of the neighbors that come through, right? When I'm using, in fact, somebody in the mastermind group just said they love using the nearby homeowner letter to invite all the neighbors. They get neighbors coming through. Get our open house training if you haven't done that yet. Next one is going to be on Tuesday. I'll be going through open house marketing. But I like to take this to my open house. And then if anybody comes through, when people come through, meet them, introduce myself, ask them to sign in. And then after they sign in and I, have a quick little intro with them. And as they're walking away, I just casually mention, right, either then or at some point a little bit later, oh, by the way, my 100 plus point home marketing plan to get homes sold in Folsom is sitting on the table over there if you're curious at all looking at it. All right. People that own a home, what are they going to do? When they hear that you've got a 100 plus point home marketing plan to get homes in the area sold for the strongest offers, what are they going to do? Of course, they're going to walk over there and take a look at it. And then what does that set up? That sets up an amazing conversation that you can have with people. And what I would do in that case, all right, when I'm doing an open house and someone's taking a look at it, I would ask them, I would love to send you a copy of that. right? And if they signed in, you might want to just confirm their email address or the phone, because I could send it to you via text. I could send it to you via email. I could even send you a hard copy of it. I would love to put one in the mail so that you got it ready, so that when you're thinking about actually getting ready to sell your home, you will have my marketing plan. You'll have all my contact information. And again, do you think they're going to throw this away? No, they're not going to throw it away. They're going to keep it somewhere, and it's going to beat the little postcards. All right. It's going to beat a lot of the other things that they're going to likely get from other agents. Everybody see, type in yes if you see how powerful that is. So we're going to create both of these right now, and it only takes 3 or 4 minutes. Literally takes 3 or 4 minutes. So let me get a type in yes if you get what I'm saying, and if you can see how powerful this is. All right. We just had someone yesterday sign up with a luxury real estate office, and she said, I just kept hearing so many good things about the listing presentations in your company. And it was actually somebody also in her company said that you need to be using listings to leads because their presentation is way stronger than the one our office gives us. Right. I mean, yeah, right. Everybody good? Perfect. So here we go. Super, super, super easy. If you ever have a problem, if you ever forget, just get into the mastermind group, get with our support team. All right. So if you're not following along exactly, feel free to ask questions here while we're together. Add listing, manual. All right. We're about 20% of the way done. Select the status. So if it's for a listing presentation, perfect. If I want to go after an expired, select expired. If I want to do cancel, if I want to do FSBO, all right, they all work the same way. But today we're doing listing presentation. If I've got an owner, I'll just grab a couple of people's first and last names from here. All right, name, email, and phone number. Headline optional, but I like to throw this in there. The 100 plus point home marketing plan to get your Folsom home sold. Street 121 Tomlinson Drive, Folsom, California 95746. I don't need anything else. Don't need anything else. Now I will need an image of the property. I've actually got a post. Let me give it to you right now, real quick, on how to take a Google Street View. And, I lost my bookmark on that. I can't believe I did that. 1 second. Let me grab here. I'm on my other monitor. Let me just grab the link to it because it's very, very powerful. How to make Google Street View. Click here to view the post. Bringing it over. And I will put this in the chat as well in StreamYard. If you want to click on this, go ahead and click on that and let it open up. Or again, later, just ask me. Just ask me later in the mastermind group, hey, where was that post on how to take Google Street View? But check this out, right? I just search the address on Google, right? Maps will come up kind of like right near the top. I take a quick screenshot of the home, and this is what I got. Now, could I use that home? Could I use this photo in my marketing? Yes or no? Right? Could I use this in my marketing? I hope you would all say no. That's a resounding no. This is garbage. So I threw it into ChatGPT and got that. Look at that. Boom, bada bing. Boom, bada bing. Gorgeous. And the prompt was, can you make this look sharp without the cars? And if there was in fact, I did this one at another home. There's a bunch of telephone wires all over the place. The home looked a little bit dirty is not the right word, but you know what I mean? It just looked a little worn, a little weathered. And there might be garbage cans in the front on Google Maps. And so I said, in this case, I said, take out the cars so I can use in my marketing and landscape format. Such a convoluted prompt. I'm joking. You could almost say anything. And look what it gave me. Look what it gave me. And I just downloaded it right from ChatGPT. I went a little bit further and I said in the next prompt, I said, let's try one more time. Here's the prompt over here. Let's try one more time. And I did, mostly blue sky, gentle. I wanted that early golden hour. Absolutely not necessary. Absolutely not necessary. This is perfect right here. So I downloaded it from ChatGPT, and that can be my image. You might find an image on Zillow. I got clients that will go out and take a photo. I don't always have time to go out and take a photo, so I don't. I just like to use Google Maps where I can, which is most of the time. And I don't need to be so lengthy here. I'll just grab that photo. Insert. And we're pretty much done. I'm just going to click 2 more buttons to get back to the main screen. Like, how hard was that? How hard was that? Save and check listing. And it's going to take about a minute or 2 to generate. I got the landing page right there, so you can see that's what the cover is going to look like. Isn't that gorgeous? Absolutely beautiful. Now, there's one more thing here that you wanted to check real quick, and that's the domain. I'm going to click edit and domains right here. And that's want to make sure it says 121 Tomlinson, thebestlisting.com. Perfect. All right. Sometimes if it's a long street address, it can get broken off. You can always adjust it. And I can click edit. Like, for example, I wouldn't do that, but I'm just showing you how you can edit it. All right. But 121 Tomlinson .thebestlisting. That URL right there is worth its weight in gold. When the homeowner of 121 Tomlinson Drive, they see their home on the cover, they see their name, they see the street address, as they're flipping through it, either the printed version or the flip book, they are going to be flabbergasted. They are going to compare you to every other agent in such a way that you are going to be the only choice for them, because they're going to see 26, 27 pages of how you're going to get that home marketed. All right. Let's give it a few more seconds here, and then I'm going to go through, we'll create the other one, and then I'm going to get into how to use it and presenting it, and then I'll talk about marketing it. Because the more we get these in front of homeowners in our area, whether it's through Instagram Reels, Instagram Stories, Facebook posts, you could do ads to a custom audience. You could do email marketing. You could do, there's so many things. There's so many ways of putting this in front of your database, and putting this in front of people on social media. All right. Putting this in front of, when I go door knocking. All right. If any of you like to do door knocking, and I'm going to use the nearby homeowner letter, I'm going to take this with me. Because if I'm having a conversation with somebody and they ask a little bit about the property, and I can say, yeah, we're having an open house. I'd love to have you there. And, how much is it listed for? Or how long has it been on the market? Right. They might ask you a few questions. And then I'm going to try to slip in there, yeah, I'm using my 100 plus point home marketing plan. And I'll kind of show it so they can see, right, that I got this beautiful thing here. And so we're excited. We think we're going to have some really good offers here soon. The average days on market is 45. But I'm thinking that we're going to probably get this sold faster with this 100 plus point home marketing plan that we've got, and, kind of extend it out a little bit, see if they want to hold it and take a quick look at it. Or if they're interested at all, I'm going to offer, I would love to send you this. I know you're not thinking about selling right now, but I would love to go ahead and send this to you. I can send it via text, via email, or I'd love to just drop by a hard copy for you later on this week, if you prefer that. Everybody see how just amazing that is? Now, a lot of you don't door knock. I understand that a lot of you aren't door knocking right now because it's absolutely horrendous. But here, check this out. Prepared for Robert Lane at, oh shoot, you know what? I messed up on that. I should not have put, I apologize. for the listing presentation for this one, I should, yeah, because I'm sorry, I'm going to take the headline out. And now when I click to generate this, save. So save it. So for the one that's specifically for a particular home, don't put a headline, because where I have the headline, it would have said 121 Tomlinson Drive, Folsom, California. So that's my fault. I kind of messed that up. But look at this. Every image, look at that. That's his home on every image all the way throughout. Isn't that amazing? 121 Tomlinson, the best listing. They're going to see that. They're going to absolutely love it. I'm going to make sure during the presentation I point that out, right? Look at this. It created the single property website. It created the entire presentation, both the print and the flip book here. We've got the QR code. Again, I can scan it right now. I can send a text code. Anybody want to scan this? Let me make it bigger. Give me a second. All right. If anybody wants to scan that, go ahead and scan it. And then imagine you are the homeowner and you're in the listing presentation, and right as you're presenting, you're going to want to have them pull out their phone and say, I would love to have you scan that so you can just see how powerful this is. And they're going to see on their phone that you've got a presentation, that you've got a property website, that you've got all of these tools ready to go. I mean, just kill me now. But don't do that. Just have me sign the listing agreement. Look at that. Absolutely gorgeous. All right. Beautiful. Got my client reviews here. They can click on that. They can go to my client review website, see all my reviews. Completely customizable. All right. Look at that domain, scottpierce.amazingclientreviews.com. I can put videos in here, a lot of customization I can do, but you don't need to do anything. We can import your reviews from Zillow, Testimonial Tree, or Google. So Google as well. And if you've got reviews on a different site, you can add them manually. You can request reviews. All right. Yeah, Joni. I wish I had a home to right. Yeah, it is cool. It's not only is it cool, it's going to make you money. It's going to make you money. All right. Let me just see if I can let's see. Give it a second. Well, if I click on a landing page, we'll see now. And if I just make that bigger, and I will. So now you can see here, hopefully, it says prepared for Robert Lane at 121 Tomlinson Drive, Folsom, California. And that's his home. Absolutely gorgeous. All right, let's create one real quickly and again, you got the one under listing presentation. And this is totally fine. This is totally fine. But I like to just create the one like I showed you a minute ago where it says beautiful home, because I like that home, right? It's just whatever. So I'm going to show you. And this is also, if you are in our expired class or our expired module, we do 4 live Zoom calls a week for expired, Mondays and Wednesdays at 7 a.m. Pacific and then 4 p.m. Pacific. We go through this there quite a bit. So again, add listing manual. And I could, again, listing presentation. I could do this for expired, because for my A expireds, I create this with their address. But from all of my B expireds and all of my B seller leads, I just want to have a general one that I can use with all of them. That's a little bit more customizable than our general one. So again, I'm going to go listing presentation, skip seller name, skip seller email. Here is where I put the headline. So the 100 plus point home marketing plan to get your home sold. And if I want to add, an area to get your, like, if I wanted to, you don't have to, but El Dorado County home sold. street address. Now pay attention here because this is where it's going to be different. Street, a beautiful home, and city, I'm going to do Placer and El Dorado counties. So just my sales area. I could have said Northern California. I could have said the Sierra Nevada foothills. I could have said whatever I want. All right. But I just want kind of my general sales area. California. Don't worry about zip code. It's not going to show anywhere. And again, nothing else I need to do. What did I do? I can't use ampersand. Upload images. So what I do, let me show you something. I took 2 images of homes in the area. So check these out. Here's image number 1, like that's an actual home. Image number 2, this is an actual home. So here's home number 1. All right, here's home number 2. Remember I said before, I don't like to use specific properties, especially in general marketing. I just don't want the homeowner to come at me later like, why'd you use my home? Can I get a home appropriate for the Dallas-Fort Worth area, combining features of those two, the 2 above, but so that it looks beautiful? Boom. Now I've got a unique image that people, if anybody here is from Dallas-Fort Worth, let me know. But I just feel more comfortable using 2 things I'm looking for here. 1, well, maybe 3 things. 1, a home that everybody in the area is going to recognize. Okay. 2, that it's a beautiful image. All right. So I want a beautiful image. Don't use twilight. All right. It'll look better if it's more of a daylight type of thing. Professional. It looks clean. Right. This is marketing. And then 3rd is that it's unique. All right. So it looks familiar, beautiful, professional, gorgeous. Right? I want typically something kind of in the mid to upper range. I don't want something. In fact, I was talking with a client probably about a month ago, and she was using like a $4 million property, and I was like, "Is your market? Is that your niche?" And she goes, "No." And I'm like, "Yeah, you want to be aspirational, but you don't want to be intimidating." Okay. Sometimes, if it's too much, it's like, if I were to use a $4 million property here, that can be a little intimidating to some people. They're going to be like, maybe I can't work with him. So, but again, I want it to be beautiful. I don't want it to be garbage. So that's where I say aspirational. And here I've got this beautiful image. And so in chat, I can just download, right? Boom. I just downloaded the image. Beautiful. Awesome. And so back in listings to leads, I can just go to upload. And where did that go? There we go. I will upload it. And I'm done. I'm just going to click through and I'll wait 2 minutes for it to generate. And now I've got a more personal. This idea came from other clients to do this. I wish it was my idea, but I do know a good idea when I see it. And I blew that all to heck. So here's my landing page now. Now, I'm not going to use this landing page too much. I'm going to wait for the flip book to get done. And then I'll have the PDF. I'll have the flip book for this as well. Okay. Everybody, are we good so far? Everybody, are we clear? All right. I want to make sure, if you're not getting something out of this, then, I'm not doing something right. So give me a yes or a no if we're good so far. I'm going to go back to listings. Let's talk a little bit about when you're in a listing presentation. Let's talk a little bit about, so I've got, I'm at 121 Tomlinson Drive. Again, I'm going to click on the address or the title. I'm going to open, no, here's the PDF. So I can download the PDF to print. And in the mastermind group, I'll try to remember to maybe bump it up near the top. If you need a printer, binder. So I got a home binder, all right, because for my listing presentations, these are one-offs. Now you can order copies from us, but you're going to be ordering the general expireds, the general seller leads, the general FISBOs, right? Because you're going to order 10, 20, 30, 40 at a time. When I got just a specific listing presentation, it's a one-off. So I want to be able to print this either at my office or preferably at home. And I could either do a thermal binder. So here's one with a thermal. All right. Which, to be honest, it looks clean, but I like the spiral because it lays flat. So when I'm in a listing presentation, this lays flat, right? The spiral on the table. The thermal, and you can get for $50 off of Amazon. Look at this. It's gonna want to do this, and when it's brand new, it's gonna keep wanting to do that. So the homeowner, when they're in the presentation, they're gonna have to keep like playing with it, and it's gonna just be annoying, right? It's just gonna be annoying. I know it looks cleaner. All right, you can do whatever you want, but there's the PDF to download and print. All right, I'm gonna bring up the flip book, and let's just role play briefly. We literally had an agent, brand new agent, completely brand new agent. She had been in the Coast Guard for 20 years in Alaska, moved to North Carolina. Her mentor tells her to sign up for listings to leads. Like literally, this was a Wednesday. On Thursday, she's got a listing presentation. So one day later, she's got a listing presentation. She added it to her account, just like I've showed you here, right here with this one right here. And she went into the listing presentation, and she was nervous. Now she had this, so she felt more comfortable, but it was the first listing presentation she'd ever gone on. And she said, in talking to her later, in fact, we've got an interview with her. She said, I just gave the print copy to the homeowner, right? And I just said, this is my 100 plus point home marketing plan to get your home sold. They were enthralled, right? They're just looking at it, right? It's got their pick. That's their home. That's their name, right? There's her introduction. And she just kind of got them started with, we're going to create a marketing platform around your home. And these are all the things that we're going to do to market your home. And essentially, they're going to go through this on their own. And if you don't need to sit here and go, now, if you want to, you can. Like, for example, if you wanted to say, we run Facebook lead ads and, we spend $100 a week or $50 a week, but you don't have to. I mean, they are literally going to walk through this, and all you're going to have to really do is say, isn't that gorgeous? All right. It's going to be on YouTube. We do print marketing. All right. We do the nearby neighbor marketing, because a lot of times people that live in the area know other people, whether it's friends, families, or just people they know that would love to move to the area. We're going to be doing email marketing. So it's just very top level stuff. And it's the visuals, and it's their home on every page. And then when they get here and they see that domain, if they got the flipbook version, don't have them click, because you can't click on a piece of paper. All right, but you can just point out the domain. You can say, yeah, and we're going to be using 121tomlinson.thebestlisting.com to market your home. It's absolutely amazing, and they're going to be like, wow, they're going to love it. And then you're going to flip the page, and you're going to say, and we use QR codes in our marketing, and why don't you pull out your phone, and why don't you scan that QR code? Now, I've had people tell me, right, the people they were talking to had no idea what a QR code was. They had no idea how to use a QR code. Beautiful, because now you're even going to be even more impressive, because you can pull out your phone, right, and just show them, go to photos. All right, go to photos. Okay, great, perfect. And then put your phone up here like this. And then you see that little yellow or whatever color it is on their phone, tap it, and they are going to think you just performed a magic trick. Now, if they know QR codes, they know how to use them, they're still going to think you're amazing. All right. So it's either you're going to be amazing or you're a damn magician. All right. One of the two. Both are good. Both are amazing. And here's where it gets even better. I'm not sure what the exact psychological term is, but they're looking at their home on their phone. They're looking at their home on the picture. They're looking at you. They're looking at the 26, 27 pages, and they're just going, man, this person is a marketing technology mastermind, right? They're crazy. All right. Now, they click. Now, here, you can take out coming soon. I recommend that you leave it in here. And real quickly here, hold on one second. Let me see. I got a couple of questions. Let me just make sure I look at Karen Gilmore. Is this to post on social media? Well, no, this is when you're right now I'm talking about when you're in a listing presentation. I'll get to that in a minute. People do all sorts of things. People do, and when you, especially in our expired training on the Zoom calls, we get into more specifically the expireds, but also the standard listing presentations, how to use them via text, how to use them via email. All right. If you have you ever used our database emails, our marketing packs, I'll show you in a minute. But hold that thought, okay? And then Pat Morgan, when you print out the report, do you print front and back? It's up to you. It's up to you. I mean, I do, but to be honest, sometimes, all right, you might want to do it the day ahead of time first, so you're not rushing around. I almost think it might, sometimes like when I print, because there's ink on this, and if I were to have this much ink double sided, it might be the page almost, what's the word, like see through. Does that make sense? Like I'm kind of looking at the other paper through here. So to be honest, I almost like it where there's no backside, right? It's just one. A couple of points I'll make. A lot of times the cover sheet, when I'm printing it at home, the page one and the last page, I'll use a heavier paper. I got people that use a heavier paper all the way through. But I think if you just use maybe, and you don't have to, you could use standard laser paper. All right. Don't overthink this. The worst thing you can do is overthink it. I've literally had people tell me, they printed it up on laser paper. They threw it in a $2 folder from Walmart, and that's what they handed and won the listing. Right. So yeah. I just listed on Facebook 50 mile radius. Thanks. How can I view what prospects see? Get the QR code, Jeff. It's a little bit off what we're talking about here, but let's come back to that a little bit later, and I'll try to maybe address that. All right. Now pay attention here. This came to me from another client as well. Have a sense of when they want to be moved out by. And if it's just they want to be sold as quickly as possible, that's perfect as well. So when I get here, now let me just show you. There's coming soon, just listed. There's open house active, pending, marketing to just sold. All right. So when you get to this point right here, you might start off the conversation like this. Today is February 5th, I believe. Yep, February 5th. All right. So I'm just going to go off the top of my head. I didn't prepare ahead of time. I should have, just like you should prepare ahead of time. I apologize. My bad. But today is February 5th. Average days on market right now is 45 days. Sorry, whatever it is in your area, 45 days. So that means that we typically, the average home is marketed for 45 days before it goes into contract. And while a property is in contract and it's an escrow, same thing, that's on average 30 days. So that's 75 days. So if we were to go to the market right now, that would mean your property on average, right, we would get it sold, close escrow, right, and have new owners 75 days from now, which would be February 5th, March 5th, April 5th, April 20th. All right. Have pen and paper, have your notebook and write sold April 20th. All right. Sold April 20th on kind of at the bottom. You're going to work from the bottom up. All right. So that means if we were to go to market right now, right, during coming soon, that right there takes a week to 2 weeks because we got to get the professional photos. We're going to do property videos. We're going to do a drone video. We want to make sure the property is presented perfectly so that when potential buyers walk through, they see, a perfect house for them, so we get the strongest offers. So the coming soon can take 1 to 2 weeks, and you're going to be able to feel it out a little bit when you're at the property, right? Is it need a lot of uncluttering? What is the homeowner kind of the vibes that they're giving off on that, right? And then now, if you do coming soon marketing, phenomenal. If you don't, I like to leave this in here because it gives me that talking point about what I just said. All right. Photos, videos, light staging, light, rearrange stuff a little bit, let you, pack up all of the knickknacks and stuff because we want to make sure that the house looks clean, it looks spacious. Right. If there's any deep cleaning in the bathrooms or the kitchen that we need to do ahead of time, we'll want to make sure we take care of all of that so that when we go to market, we hit the market hard and fast and in the best light possible. And then so that'll be just listed. And so that would be, let's see, today's February 5th. So let's just say it'd be like February 15th. And then if we need to do an open house, we would do an open house on that first weekend. So that might be, and I'm just making this up now, but you can, have your calendar out. And, that might be February 18th. All right. We'll do an open house because we're going to price it right, because we're going to market it right. Then we will look to take offers on the Monday after the open house. All right. If we don't get any offers the day after the open house, we keep marketing it as active. All right. So we're going to keep marketing it across all platforms until we go into contract. All right. When we go into contract, we'll be going through all the inspections. We'll be going through all the negotiating with, the buyers and everything. We will keep, and I'm sorry, let me back up a little bit. As you're doing this, right, as I go through each one of these, get them to agree with what you're saying. So like, for example, in the coming soon, right, we're going to take the photos, the videos, making sure the property is perfect. Does that make sense? Yeah. Get them. Yeah. That makes sense. All right. Then we're going to hit the market. We're going to go marketing strong. It's going to be amazing. We're going to go to social media. We're going to do all those things that you saw earlier in the presentation. All right. Does that make sense? Does that sound about right? All right. To the seller. Yeah, that makes sense. That sounds about right. Then, as I mentioned, we'll do the open house. So again, in the open house, we're going to do ads. We're going to do posts. We're going to invite the neighbors. We're going to invite our database of 500 people, right? It's going to be phenomenal. I do catering at the open house, right? I really make it an event. Does that sound great? Oh yeah, that sounds great. All right. You want the seller to be agreeing with you on this, right? Then we're going to take the offers. And if we don't get any that you accept or that you ratify, then we'll keep marketing it until we do. All right. Does that sound good? Does that sound about right? Yeah. That sounds great. Then when we get an offer, we're going to be in contract. And so we're going to go through the escrow. We're going to go through the inspections. I'm going to make sure everything is dialed in for you to make it as easy for you as possible. But we are going to keep marketing your home until it closes escrow. Does that sound good? Does that sound right? Oh yeah. That sounds right. You want the seller to be nodding up and down and agreeing with you. All right. And then we're going to get your home sold. All right. We will get your home sold with the strongest offer and in the fastest amount of time possible with our marketing plan. Does that sound good? Oh yeah. That sounds good. That sounds good. Here's where you sign. I can get started right now. Boom. I have had people tell me that just flows so beautifully. Now you're going to put it in your own words, your own style, your own vibe, but that is an amazing way to present this. But I've had people literally, the homeowners just kind of go through this and they're like, oh yeah, okay, great. I get it. Where do I sign? All sorts of people in this world. Okay. Any questions so far? And let me show you, I'm going to give you guys something here. I'm going to give you, because every week or two, and we got to get something next week for sure. But if you go to our blog, listings to lead, if you're watching this on a recording, listingstoleads.com/blog, a lot of great stuff. But if I scroll down, I'll give you the link. Every week or two. And I always put it when you log in, there's that pop-up that comes up. So for example, the last one was on January 23rd. I'm going to drop this into the chat, and I'm going to go over a few minutes. I apologize. This is being recorded. You can watch the recording later. It'll be on our YouTube channel, and you can ask for it in the mastermind group again. But check this out. So we give you these text messages, and notice what it includes. It includes the link, and you can use whatever flipbook you want. So if I wanted to use the flipbook I created, a beautiful home in Placer in El Dorado County. If I want to use this one here, that's the general one for my account, I can do that. If I click right here in that post, it'll take me right to that page. So I tried to make it as easy as possible for you. So now I can just click copy URL and then send that text message out to all my seller leads. We have a text message for buyer leads. We've got social media post for seller leads. Facebook post, click here. And the idea is that you can just right click, save it, post this up to your Instagram stories. I'm going to show you a video here on how to use add links to your stories. All right. Social media posts for your buyers. And then we've also got emails. So we got emails. You can send them through listings to leads, or you can send them through your CRM. So in listings to leads, if I go back to the dashboard, and if I go back to the dashboard and scroll down, there's a section called database email blast. And great news from Davos is one. Wall Street is out, the latest developments for homeowners. And this is the email. I can just copy and paste it into Follow Up Boss. I can copy and paste it into Bold Trail. And it will include the flip book right here. Because again, our goal, and that's clickable in the actual email. So in the actual email, that clicks to this. So again, our goal is how do we get this in front of homeowners in as many ways as possible? So the idea is I want homeowners to see this, right, as often as possible. You know, hey, if I'm a little bit more advanced and I want to swap out the general link with my other link in the email or the text message or the social media post, I can do that. You're not going to go wrong either way. You won't go wrong either way. But the goal is to get that presentation in front of people as often as possible in different contexts, right? So context one is current events that affects homeowners. And then you'll see in this email, we contextualize getting our presentation in front of them by sharing with them the fact that, hey, you know what? When the president was in Davos the other week, he was talking about some things that affect homeowners, like limiting Wall Street buyers, which means we need to have a strong marketing plan because there will be more buyers versus Wall Street buyers. That his intent is to try to keep rates low, right? That's great for buyers. So there will be more buyers hopefully coming into the market. That he's going to give new down payment options with a 401k where there's no penalty for using a 401k as a down payment, which means there's more options for buyers. As a homeowner, these are all going to be great things. So, hey, you know what? If you're thinking about selling this year, I've got a 100 plus point home marketing plan, right? And I want to offer you a custom one. That's the one that I just created, right? For Robert Lane at 121 Tomlinson Drive with a picture of his home. That's the custom one. But here's my basic one right here. Does everybody get that? Like how powerful this is, right? How, and then for example, let's go back to the listings page. And listing presentation. We have all of these things that you can use, right? You can do a Facebook ad. You could do video views. I could do a custom audience. I could retarget. I can do a daily budget of $1. All right, so I got a custom audience of like all my database and all the homeowners in my area, maybe, right? Run that for 1 week. And if I click advanced options, I could even do, oh, I could do an area, but I got a custom audience. I could do location as well. And there's other things that you can do, but not needed. And create ad and run an ad for like $1 a day. You could do a Google ad. All right. I could do, it's resetting from doing the ad. All right. Here's an ad to put on Google. I got a social media post. So I could just post this right now. I could change the text, change the link, and that will link to the landing page where people will fill out to get my 100 plus point home marketing plan. I've got a short form video script. All right. Robert, you've been a client for so long. I love your enthusiasm. Thank you. This is unreal in a great way. I love it. Thank you, dude. I got an email from my database. So this is just, now remember, we give you 1 to 2 a month that are based on current events, that are based on what's going on in the market. Like, for example, pending home sales when it comes out, when interest rates change, when there's news related to the housing market. We create all of this content for you that gives you an excuse, a reason to put your marketing plan in front of people. But this is just a straight up one. This is just a straight up get top dollar for your home with our 100 plus point home marketing plan. I could send this as a test email to see how it looks. I could send it through listings to leads to whatever contact list I want. And I could just if I want to send it through Follow Up Boss or Wise Agent or Bold Trail or Lofty, I can either click in there and copy it and paste it into Lofty, or I can click copy code. Either way will work. But that's something I might set up as a template to go out every 30 days. Because again, I want homeowners to see my marketing plan, not once a year, not just when they're ready to sell. I want them to see it over and over and over and over and over again, because I don't know when they're going to sell. I don't know when they're going to be talking to somebody, a neighbor, a colleague, a church member, whatever. All right. I don't know when they're going to be thinking about selling or when they are going to be talking about somebody that is. And so I want to be putting this in front of them, right? Not like a in your face, look at me over again. That's why we do these the database emails, related to what's going on in the market. But this right here is great. We got a database call script. If I want to call through my database, this is phenomenal, right? So imagine I call you up. Hey, Robert, this is Scott with Listings to Leads or XYZ Realty. I want to let you know that I've created an enhanced 100 plus point home marketing plan to get Folsom Home sold for top dollar in this changing market. And I sent an email with the download link to all of my clients. And I just want to make sure you got that. I know you're not thinking about selling right now, but just with the way the market is, I just want to make sure everybody sees this. All right. And oh, by the way, I don't know if you're interested, but I do free CMAs for all my clients and VIPs. And again, I know you're not looking to sell right now. So great conversation. We got print flyers. When I'm at an open house, I take a print flyer so people could scan the QR code even. Right. So now I mentioned earlier, I actually take a copy of it with me. Right. But if you wanted to do this as well, right, and I put it in an acrylic holder, I do the same with some of the PDF guide print flyers at my open house. We got postcards and door hangers, right? We got postcards and door hangers. EDDM, jumbo, standard. Here's a door hanger, right? Order 100 door hangers and go knock on the doors. And when no one's around or no one's there, put it on their door. Right? Get top dollar for your home with our 100 plus point marketing plan. So maybe, for example, I've got a listing in the area. I use the nearby homeowner letter. All right. So I use the nearby homeowner letter. I invited them to the open house with it. I did a just sold postcard or a just sold nearby homeowner letter. And then I used the door hanger for the 100 plus point home marketing plan because it allows me to stay in front of these people more. And again, when somebody sees that you got a 100 plus point home marketing plan, they're going to be curious. They're going to be like, what? Like, what is that? All right, last thing here first. Before we go, I'm going to walk you through the Instagram stories for listing presentation. Before I do, I'm going to put and I would absolutely love it. This is a post webinar survey form because again, if I'm not providing you value, if you're not getting something out of this, then, I need to do better. And so I want to make sure that you're getting actionable items, actual things that you can use to grow your business. In this case, to A, win more listing presentations, but B, get more listing presentations. All right. Now we're focusing here on expireds. I'm sorry, we're focusing here on regular listing presentations. Also, marketing that listing presentation to a farm, to social media, to our database. You can do all of this stuff with expireds, with FSBOs, with canceleds. But let me show you, and let's go back to that story real quickly in case you forgot. All right. Instagram story. Thinking of selling this year? Get my 100 plus point home marketing plan. And it says tap. All right. People tap it. They go to, now they could have gone to the landing page. I just use the flip book. And what I would do is I would do this every week and I would just alternate the flip book to the landing page, to the flip book, to the landing page. And let me show you. This is, and it's called the media library. So enlisting leads. If you haven't seen this, I was showing this to a longtime client last night and he couldn't believe it. I was like, did you really never click? And we got some great, great stuff in here, right? A little later, come take a look at it. All of this stuff is downloadable. And then what I do, if I'm on my phone or if I'm on my, I just airdrop it to myself, or if I'm on my phone, I just download it and use it. This is a vertical view, right? But what we're here to look at, listing presentation 3, it says Instagram, YouTube, TikTok. Listing presentation 2. They're all just different homes. Then we got expired 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's take the first one there because it's most similar. So here's the raw video. Just 6 seconds, easy, right? The tap now is animated. And again, if I'm on my phone, I'll just download it from my phone. But if I'm on my laptop, what I'll do is now I'm on a Mac. PC might be different, but on a Mac, I go File, Share, AirDrop. Now they're only 6 seconds long. You could email it to yourself from your laptop to your phone. You could send a text message. I could do messages, right? They're really short, so they're easy files to move around. I would just AirDrop it to myself, and let me see. There we go. So I'll just AirDrop it to myself, and it's now downloading on my phone. Boom. There it is on my phone. All right. Just downloaded. And I'm going to, done. And then once I get it on my phone, I've got a video in the mastermind group. I will hang out and watch it with you because you may have questions to me. So if you know how to do this, I'm pretty much done unless anybody's got any further questions. But let me, right here. I can't believe nobody liked this video. It's called How to Do Instagram Facebook Story with Links. So let me make this full screen because I did this last night. So I did this last night live with a group. So real quickly, anybody have any questions about anything else, or can I go through this? Anybody want to watch this? Do you know how to do? Because I couldn't believe nobody last night knew how to do this. And what I'm going to walk you through is how to do an Instagram story with a link. Now, first thing, so give me a is this video I couldn't watch? Yeah, totally recorded. Let's watch it. Okay, perfect. All right, let me back up. First things first, get the link you want to send people to. So for again, in my case, if I let's go to listings. Now, if you want to send them to, for example, under listing presentation, you can send them to this landing page right here. And it's already set up to download. You don't need to do anything. You just grab the link. You could literally send them directly to the flip book. All right. Again, just copy that link. So what you want to send them to, somebody last night actually sent them, and people do this for the PDF guides all the time. Oh my God, people do this because all the PDF guides have landing pages also, and those are phenomenal for this kind of thing. And I'll do more videos for those later. What I sent people to, remember we created that a beautiful home plaster. I sent people to this one right here. So I sent people to this flip book. So I just copied the link and I sent it to myself on my phone, just like when I send the video to myself. So now I got the link and my video on my phone. And let's watch the video together because I literally walk you through it. Here we go. So I'll pause the video and talk as needed. So we're on Instagram. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to click that plus sign in the upper left. So there's a plus sign right here I'm going to click. All right. So then, my camera opens up and I'm looking at my camera, right, on my phone. If you want to do this right now so you can see how it works, that way you can ask me some questions if you need to. All right. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to click on the bottom left, the photos, right? So I can get into my photo gallery on my phone. All right. And again, right here, make sure story is highlighted because you're going to see options for post, story, reel, or live. We want to make sure we got story selected so you can see it's highlighted. All right, so there's my photo gallery, and I'm going to select the video or the image. So in this case, the video. Now notice you can also use your thumbs to make it a little bit smaller so it fits just a little bit nicer on the screen. So if you don't, it's not the end of the world. All right. Sorry for all the laughing there, but no, once I got it the way I want it, I'm going to click the sticker icon right between the A and the music, the sticker. Then I'll click link, right? And so here's where I'm going to paste in the link, right, that I copied from listings to leads. All right, so I've got the link. Now I'm going to tap customize sticker text. So I'm just typing in what I want that to read. And now you can see it right there. So now when I post this as an Instagram story, people can tap this link and either the landing page or the flip book, whatever it is, will open up on their phone. And as you can see, I can move it around. I want it right above the tap to get it now. So now this is going to go to Facebook and Instagram. So, this is not just an Instagram thing. This will actually go to Facebook, which is awesome. Yeah, what I love about these videos, Arif, is they're short, 6 seconds, which is perfect. So they're easy to use. They're not big, heavy files. Um, and it's just a little bit of animation, right? It's just a cloud are moving or the water is moving. Something slight. So it catches your eye, it pulls you in, not a lot of text. And then it's got the link for people to click. And so again, if we look here, well, so again, right? See my expired marketing plan. I put tap for my 100 plus point home marketing plan. And again, people tap and boom, there they go. And like I mentioned before, I could have used the landing page link. So back in here, right, we got the landing page. That would have been fine. Or the flip book, that would have been fine. Right. Either way. And again, I would just alternate back and forth. Yeah. And so if anybody has another image idea, I'm going to come out with, like Ever said, every week we'll come out with a few more. Um, I try to make them so that there's at least something for every area, because the more it looks like something in our area, the better as far as the homes. And similar to what I mentioned to you all before, I don't want to use a specific property. And I know these two are completely different looking, but just grab a couple of photos off of Zillow, grab a couple of your old listing photos, All right. And because all you're going to do is use them as a reference and pop them both into whatever AI you want to use. And again, it's not complicated. All I said was, can I get a home appropriate for the Dallas Fort Worth area, for the Sacramento area, for the, Chattanooga, Tennessee area, your area, combining features of these two, but so that it looks beautiful. And that's what it gave me. So now we got a home, as I mentioned before, that everybody in the Dallas Fort Worth area would recognize as something that looks like it's from their area, but they won't know whose home it is. But they're gonna be like, oh yeah, that's a home in our area. It's not too expensive. It's not too, messy. It's beautiful. It's perfect for what we're doing. All right. All right. Anyways, please go ahead and click on that link I gave you a little bit earlier. Even if you filled it out before, I would love you to fill it out again for this call. Just again, because I want to make sure that if I'm missing something, if you're not getting something out of this, I want to know it. If you love what we're doing, I want to know it. And so with that, everybody, thank you so much. And the last thing before we all leave is, and it happened again today, somebody signed up and they said, so-and-so referred me, but they didn't use their affiliate link. So you got your affiliate link right here. When you first click on this, if you haven't done it before, you'll put in a PayPal email. We got affiliate program for agents, for lenders, for brokers, meaning even as an agent, you can refer a broker, you can refer a lender, you can refer another agent and get a 15% for the agent, 10 for the lender, and first month billing for the broker. We've had agents refer their own brokers and get paid. And then they get a free account because now the broker is paying for it. So if you want to get a free account and get some money, get your broker, right? Let Vince talk to him. And then again, you'll get the first month of the billing, and then you'll get a free account because you're now under an office account. And when you're under an office account or team account, you can actually get you get unlimited listings. So you're not paying for like 10 or whatever it is. Under a team account, under a broker account, you get unlimited listings in that account. So with that, everybody, thank you so much for joining me. No more last minute questions. Are we good? Are we good? Sweet. All right, everybody, get out of here, get to work, get busy, take action, and get yourself into the mastermind group. I want to hear from you. And with that, have a phenomenal day. We'll talk to you soon.